There's an Instagram page that I follow, Medical Talks. Sorry.
No, but it was like a substantial size.
But
it was one of those fire extinguisher.
They do a lot of like X-rays, MRIs, and they do Foreign Body Friday, and like through the seasons, like Christmas time, they show like things.
We don't get cool stuff.
And there's like a little gnome, like genuine like candy cane.
Yeah.
Someone shoved lights up there, and there's like they're fucking on the X-ray. They're like.
Welcome to That BJ Show, where I'm Kate and this is my beautiful husband, Sean.
And today we have our guests, Ben and Jay.
Yeah.
And that matches in really well with
the
That
name.
BJ Show.
Well, thanks for having us,
Yeah, I
guys.
appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Maybe you guys should host today.
No, you guys have done a pretty good job so far.
You're right. Ask away.
Yeah.
What do you want to know?
Tell us about yourselves. Welcome here today, guys.
Yeah, we're professionals. Not really, because we don't do podcasting. That's why we're drinking into our microphones. I don't know. What do you want to know?
What did you get up to today?
Ooh, okay. I worked all day.
I worked.
I worked and worked and worked. I'm a postie, so yeah.
I
just
think you'd see some pretty interesting things as a postie.
100%. Yeah,
Because I
seen
had the
so
postie
many.
zooming around today.
Yeah.
And like was running around in a towel, like.
Nice.
The postie was running around in the town. Yeah, that sounds like Jay. That sounds like Jay.
Do you get hot?
Hot? Yeah, 100%, dude. It was fucked
Or
today.
like,
It's
do you just-
townsville.
No, but like you're fanging it all the time.
Nah, dude. It's hot as
But
shit.
now they have those cool little covers on the.
Yeah, so those things are called electric vehicles, and I've got one of them at the moment. I've opted out on one of them, but yeah, I mean, it's cooler,
Yeah.
but it's still fucking hot as Townsville.
It
So
would be, exactly. And you're in and out of the car or motorbike, moped,
yeah.
moving device.
Automobile.
Yeah, automobile.
Yeah.
They go. What's their max speed?
Oh, mine's like 55k an hour, bro. Yeah.
So you're that annoying person.
Oh, so good, bro. So good.
Does it take corners well, or
Yeah, I take it. I take it well.
Off the record, does it take corners well?
Oh, it's on record, bro. I take those. those things hard, bro.
Well, you,
so
have
good.
you haven't
What
been a
about the
postie
turns?
for
Do you take the turns hard as well?
100%,
yeah,
dude.
okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
How
But
long have you been postie for?
Oh man, I did like 3 years, I think ish, back from 2017 onwards, and then I took a 2 or 3 year break, and then I've been back there for about.
Were you ever on like the little bikes?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Nice.
They ruin
Yeah.
our grass.
Yeah.
They're
100%.
cool. Like
Hey, it's not your grass.
You fucker.
It's not your grass.
You are that
razor
prick.
thin
I reckon
tire.
they purposely go up and like, fuck you. Like,
Anyway, Benny.
Anyway,
That's enough about me.
I'm Ben, this is Jay, and a lot of you guys will actually remember Sean from the very first, well, technically the second episode, but the first guest that we had
Yes.
There we
quite
go.
a few months ago now.
Yes.
So,
And this
Needs
is
to come
actually
back for
our
round two.
this
Yeah,
is actually
yeah.
obviously our show, hence that BJ show, Ben and Jay. Ben
I'm really
and
just
Jay,
here
Jay
for
and
moral
Ben.
support.
yeah. Today's all about Kate.
100%.
Me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, Kate did actually get a mention, I think, on your episode, Sean. I think
I mentioned
something
it.
about a
Sure did.
beautiful, loving, amazing,
Gorgeous.
wife.
All those words.
All the
Spot
words.
on.
I think I watched and I didn't hear that. But
Yeah. You were just too busy, little hearty
You
eyes.
cut that out.
No.
Thanks,
Fuck,
Jay.
is that what I cut out?
Yeah.
Shit.
And,
Sorry, Kate, it was there, I promise.
It was there. I'm sure. I have
didn't say
to
that.
go back and look
I
now.
I think I spent 5 minutes just
Yeah.
doting and
Yeah.
Maybe that's why we had to cut it out,
Yeah.
because
I think so.
we realized that there's no one as good as Kate around, so we just
Exactly.
felt miserable.
Exactly.
But you guys will remember that newborn. Okay, and this is obviously the lovely mum to
This is the mum
young
of
Oakland.
Oakland, not
Oakland.
Oakland.
well, Oakland.
this
so
is the one that did
O-A-K-L-A-N.
most of the work.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oakland.
yeah.
I
Well,
spent a little bit of time making him.
30
and
seconds and then
the
9
next
months.
9 months.
30 seconds, 9 months. I know, but who's counting
You're
these
generous.
days, sorts of thing?
You're generous.
No, but
Yeah.
first-time parents.
Yes.
And you guys aren't looking overly tired right now. Or is that
He-
just is there plenty of makeup on at the moment
No,
to hide
I
those
think I've
baggy
got minimal
eyes?
makeup on today, actually.
Yeah.
I've just got some BB cream on.
Nice.
Yeah, first time parents is an interesting dynamics for your relationship.
Yeah.
So I think we're passing so far.
Yeah, definitely.
But we have definitely said I don't know why people would have kids to fix a relationship because it's fucking hard work.
100%.
And it's teamwork.
Yeah.
Big time.
But like Sean's been incredible the whole time. So definitely have ever felt like sole mum or anything like that. Like obviously Sean going back to work was scary because I had him home for almost 3 weeks with this tiny little, it's just wild that like this human comes into the world and they're just like, bye. Like we left 4 hours after he came.
Yeah.
So like we just go home, we're just like rocking in our chairs. Like,
Yeah. What the fuck just happened?
what do we do? Sean slept in front of the on the dog bed that night.
Yeah.
I
in front of
wasn't
the
like,
bassinet.
I was concerned he wasn't breathing.
Yeah. It is hard.
I had never
Really?
like
Yeah.
It's hard, man.
I'd never
it's-
changed the baby's nap. Oh, sorry, a girlfriend let me change. Well, I actually asked, can I change your baby's nappy like just before Oakland came? Because I was like, I'd never done this before.
Yeah.
So I've done that. But then like even just dressed, like we'd never dressed a newborn and they're all like awkward.
Yeah.
So it was the first night was interesting and would have loved to have been a fly on the wall.
Yes.
So sleep deprived, hadn't slept for 40 hours plus. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, hey, when you get the firstborn, and it's just, I mean, I know what it's like, obviously, because I've had a firstborn as well, and you do get them home, and they do nothing. They're fragile.
Yeah.
You love them so much, and you don't want them to get hurt.
Yeah.
But they're so cute.
Yep.
But sometimes they're not.
No.
But
No. She's like, why are you crying?
exactly. You're like, ah.
Yeah.
But how is it going though? So how many months old is little Oakland now?
4.5 months.
Oh,
yeah. So he's
doing well?
yeah, first couple of weeks were obviously like in the trenches, very hard. There was multiple discussions of this child is going on the footpath with a for free sign. Because
And
I
a helium
was-
balloon.
Yeah.
Just
was like,
gone.
why did we do this?
Here's
Why?
another balloon.
Like, what was wrong with our dogs? Like, so
We should have stopped at the dogs.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, actually, this is a good point, right? Okay, so now you have a kid and you have a dog, right?
We have 2 dogs.
2 dogs.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You know how people say, "Oh my goodness, my little babies, my little doggies and cats," and they're like, "Oh, they're my children, they're my little babies,
Fur babies.
fur babies." But people take it to a whole nother level when they say they're literally like their kids, like in
Yes.
every way,
Yeah.
and they compare them to children.
Yeah.
Now you have a kid.
I think babies are very similar to dogs.
Mhm.
Like, no, honestly, like
Yeah, right.
our like when on the ground, like when you're trying to get their attention, you click at them and like you're clapping and like
Yep.
haven't whistled yet at him.
I do.
But like it's it's similar interactions to like training a puppy. Like a puppy, you're putting down pee pads and everything and like
Repetition.
repetition. Routine, everything like that. So it's very similar. I think early stages, not potentially like toddlers like a dog. I think like training wise,
Yeah.
training and stuff is very similar to having puppies.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
there you go.
Yeah.
When they pee inside, you just chuck them outside for a little bit.
If only leave them home for a while.
Yeah.
Hose them down.
Growl at them. Outside. Get outside, you little bastard.
That's another couple of years away, but probably
What's that?
like get outside, you bastard.
Yes, sure.
Yeah.
You shit yourself. Get
geez.
outside.
Just
Yeah.
give him a
No.
cup like rattling on the screen door.
Oh man.
Oh,
that was a Naked Gun reference too, but I don't think
Oh.
anyone's seen that.
I've
so.
seen Naked Gun,
Yeah.
I think.
Leslie Nielsen?
Yes.
Surely.
Yes, I have seen
Surely.
Naked Gun. Yes.
Yeah,
And then there was like
I
Naked Gun and a half
me
or
with-
4.5 or 2.5 or something
Half,
like
and
that.
then there was like 33 and a third.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I
anyway.
have seen that back in the
Jay
days.
Jay knows exactly what we're talking about.
Oh,
He's seen
100%.
them all. He's seen them all.
100%. I know exactly what you're not talking about.
That's good. You know, it's actually a funny story. I actually met Kate before she met Sean.
Oh yeah.
Ben likes telling this story, and
You
I don't
know
know
what?
how
All
true
right.
it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. Go on. Tell us the story.
He just
So-
loves. I think every time it gets juicier and juicier.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I've
There's
got
an
it.
added
Yeah.
detail to it.
So I met Kate, I want to say about a year before she met Sean.
Yeah.
probably
And
more. I reckon.
Might have been more.
Yeah.
Now who's embellishing the story?
Well,
no, it was 5 years.
it's been
before,
like
yeah.
15 years.
And the holy shit, my microphone just completely dipped. Hold
Fix
on,
it up, mate.
let me.
Over there, isn't it?
Oh, excellent. Anyway, so
Fix it.
we were out. I think it was it was, the quarter deck, but was before it was called the quarter deck. What was it called before it was called the quarter deck at the casino? Tongue twister. What was it called before it was called the quarter deck at the casino? Yeah.
Say that again.
I don't
One more
fucking know.
time.
The QD at the casino. What was it called before the casino did the big revamp?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think there
I thought it was
any.
just
I
the
don't
casino.
think- no,
Well, it
that-
might have been just the
Because
casino.
the old quarter deck used to be across the road, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
That was
I think-
that was in the 80s.
Oh, way
Yeah.
before our time
Yeah,
then.
when it was.
Well, that's what like parents always say.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
The
when-
original quarter deck
when
was
they
actually where
were-
those fancy houses are now.
when they
Oh,
were still
right.
going
Oh.
out.
Yeah,
Pardon?
right.
When they
When
were
they
still
were still
going
making
out,
us.
which is about
Yeah.
1988, 1990, respectively.
Yeah. Well, fair. Rewind back to a time when they were in
Yeah.
that general area. And I was with Kate and a group of friends, and we were chatting like heaps that night. So I don't know if you were fairly drunk or whatever.
Possibly.
But I remember like getting along really well with everyone in the group, and everyone was like in a group chat at some point, and people at that point were like adding each other on Instagram and like, yeah, let's do this again next weekend,
Yeah.
that sort of stuff. And I think I sent Kate either a friend request on Facebook or Instagram, and fucking nothing, man. Like completely
He
ignored.
thinks I ignored him.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I remember
I
this,
don't recall his interaction, by the way. I'm
No,
just like, huh?
yeah. So there must have been some alcohol involved. I don't know though. But Kate worked at World Gym at the time.
Yeah.
And I worked occasionally some shifts at Nutrition Warehouse
Down the
yeah.
Yeah.
And Kate would always come in and buy drinks, and like I'd talk to her, and she has no fucking idea who I am, does not remember at all, right? And so I'm just like, wow. Yeah. Anyway, so I meet Sean, and then I see Sean and Kate in the car together one day.
So he
Sean,
thinks I'm a bitch.
yeah, at this
Yeah.
point I'm like, this rude motherfucker is just like,
I walked into the
Anyway.
store, Ben's like, she's not allowed. Yeah. Keep her out.
so I saw both of them in the car, and Sean came in, and Sean bought some energy drinks from the fridge, and I was like, oh, they're dating, cool. Like, this guy's kind of cool, but she's a bitch. So
Hey,
how does this work out?
as I get to the counter, can I let you know?
Yeah, it's like,
She's,
really, dude? Like,
You dog me.
she told me. But anyway, we started training together at CrossFit, and ended up being really rad. And Kate has no recollection of ignoring me
I
for
just
like
don't
a good
recall.
6
I'm
months.
going to go back on like my Instagram followers.
Yeah.
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 I don't recall ever not like
Yeah.
being like, hey,
Still
that's
sitting there
Ben.
pending.
Still to this day.
Yeah. So that was my first meeting of Kate, and then
Yeah.
the subsequent months after that before.
Because
I
we're going
actually-
to that because we were at a birthday.
Yeah.
And I said to Ben, Sean and I were talking recently, being like, did you introduce me to Ben or did I introduce you to Ben? And Sean's like, no, I met Ben through you. And I couldn't for the life of me
Yeah.
record how I knew you before
Yeah.
Sean knew you.
And
Yeah.
actually,
There you
I can't
go.
remember now.
No.
I can't remember when we actually started training together,
No,
who introduced who.
no.
But there was, I guess more of a formal introduction at some point.
Hmm.
Funny.
And yeah, it was pretty cool. But yeah,
Nice.
these two are rad. I can
Fuck
speak
yeah.
highly
Yeah.
of these two.
They
Yeah.
sound rad.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, and as we found out that she's really rad because Shauno was talking about how good she was. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
For 5 minutes.
We've even got our own
Back when-
Instagram page.
Oh, yeah,
We
yeah.
do.
So
Do you
we're-
actually?
Oh shit,
Jesus.
man! I'm knocking things all over tonight. We started this games night. Literally, I can't
Yeah, I
even remember
think-
how we
I think
did
we're
it.
at the gym and we were like, who likes games? And we were like, board games.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
we just started playing board games.
It's just
Yeah, right.
Put one this
compromising
weekend,
pictures
actually.
of
yeah.
just compromising pictures of the boys.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And when we started this Instagram page, literally one night after we were all out somewhere,
Mm,
and we're like, fuck it. Every time we hang out, we're going to take a photo.
and we do.
And we do. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Sick.
in years' time, like in years and years and years, there's just going to be
Yeah.
random photos of.
We don't have many followers, but that's all right.
No,
that's
it was
fucking
literally just.
awesome.
And then
yeah.
one night we forgot to take a photo, so Ben took screenshots of the security footage from like sitting on our
Yes.
friend's back patio.
Nice.
So it was like a in the moment heated Monopoly game.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's awesome.
Fuck
What
yeah.
sort of games do you play and what are your favorites?
Oh, anywhere from board games to escape rooms to golfing. Shout out to Adzi, who we're still yet to find Sean's golf club over the fence somewhere. Mate, I've never been to a driving range and seen someone let go of a club and watch it go
into the bush.
literally 30, 40 meters
Oh, more.
more. Yeah.
And at night, so we
blown.
couldn't
Yeah.
find it.
And
Oh,
Sean's an avid
shit,
golfer, so
yeah.
it was an expensive golf club.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I bet.
And we still couldn't find it.
Adam goes, "How much is that?" It's like $350. But it's my worst club in my bag, so throw it over the fence. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man,
But if you go to that Instagram page, there's actually footage of Kate having a swing that night too. And
nice.
that was always entertaining.
Nice.
I'm
Actually,
not very good at golf.
Yeah.
yeah, right. Sean, I actually wanted to ask you, have you been to X Golf yet?
Yeah.
Is it really good?
Yeah, it's all right.
As a golfer, is it really good?
Doesn't like I'm a traditionalist, so
Mm.
like I like the feel of grass and
Yeah.
like being able to take a divot with your shots and
Yeah.
but no, for what it is, it's fun.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
think a lot of pros like get them set up in their house or
Mm.
like and use them because they got the all the cameras that are set up.
Yeah.
You can get a lot of metrics off it, like
Mm.
swing speed and ball speed and
Yeah.
ball spin and all that
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty
technical
cool.
data. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Nice. Have you guys seen like the machete throwing and stuff like that here in Townsville? Have you done that yet?
Is that on Ingham Road?
Axe and grind.
Yes.
Yeah, I've done it a
Yes.
few times. It's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not
Add
bad.
that to your vocabulary.
Yeah,
I think
we should.
actually go
We
there.
should.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Although, going back to Adzie's golf club, do we trust him now with an axe? Yeah. Or, you know.
That's scary.
I'm
You know.
very near him. That was so funny though, honestly.
Yeah.
His poor face.
Yeah.
Was like,
Yeah.
oh, bless him.
I mean,
Straight out of a movie, man. Like,
It was. It's like a happy
I
Gilmore
was
moment.
literally
like-
about to say Happy
Yeah.
Gilmore.
yeah. Yeah, straight out of a movie. But it's
Oh,
weird.
funny.
Like, as you get older, you embrace downtime with friends like that more.
Mm.
Like,
Mm.
at what point do you stop going out to clubs every night and, let's just have a board game?
100%.
Fuck,
love
man.
a board. Honestly,
I love a good
game.
board game.
Yeah.
100%.
And some board games have us in stitches.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like, you don't actually really realize the transition between all meeting up at like 8 p.m. one night on town to now just like going around someone's house earlier,
And
6
getting
o'clock.
like
Yeah.
5:36.
Finished by 8.
Yeah, finished by 8.
Yeah,
but
everyone by
having,
8:30, like,
having a
righto.
board game night.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm all
Yeah.
about that life.
with the Pepsis and the Coke Zeros and the fish and chips and
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great.
yeah. Do you think board games like went out of fashion there for a bit and they're coming
Absolutely.
back into
Yeah.
fashion?
Absolutely.
Because our parents, well, I remember my
Mm.
parents anyway, if you go back to like 20, 30 years ago, board games were always like a thing.
Oh,
and
our
then I
cupboard
think,
was stacked
Mm.
with board games.
Yeah.
Absolutely stacked. Yeah.
And I didn't have any for years, and then all of a sudden started buying some.
Mm. Yeah. 100%.
I reckon it's
Technology.
when what's that game that I never however that black and white card game.
Cards Against
Cards-
Humanity.
Cards
I reckon when that came out, board
Mm.
games have taken
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
turn.
There's
'Cause
so many
that's-
like spin-offs of like those like deck-based games.
Mm.
We've got one at home, which is like you put this thing in.
that speak out loud.
Have we
Yeah.
played that?
No, but I know the one you're talking about.
And you're like,
Yeah.
good game.
And you
like,
got
you can't
drill going everywhere.
Yeah.
in your
So
mouth
funny.
just pinned
Yeah.
open.
Yeah.
It's very
It
funny.
actually hurts because it digs into
Yeah,
your like canines
not-
or whatever.
not
these
comfy.
teeth are.
It's also extremely disgusting, but
Yeah.
but it's fun.
Yeah. And I'm
Your
sure we
mouthpiece.
Hey, you want to share? Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I totally agree with you, though. I think that the board games have like they went away, and then once the Cards Against Humanity started to come back, I think I personally noticed a lot of my friend groups also trying to get back into games.
Yeah.
I never really got away from board games. I was always like my family kept up like Phase 10 and stuff like that. Have you played Phase 10 before? I'm not going to explain it on a
I've heard
podcast.
of it,
But it's basically, no, I'm not going to explain. It's a very, very cool like card game. I could give you a deck if you wanted to go and try it out. It's pretty fun. But my family were really good at keeping that tradition going. And we were also really good at card games as well. So we kept that up. But we stopped playing Monopoly because my family hated us playing Monopoly because we always got so competitive. And I'm fucking great at it.
and it's a long
Well,
game.
let's say we've
just
had a
drag-
few good Monopoly
draw
nights.
on, hey.
We've had to like take photos of the board
Yeah.
to then pick it up next time because it's
Yeah.
like 9
Yeah.
o'clock and we're ready for bed.
You just
Yeah.
got to watch Sean as the banker because that guy, all of us, heck, for some reason, the banker always has the most money. Go figure,
I know.
Who knows?
I know.
Funny that.
right? Anyway.
You'll never know.
It's me.
Yeah,
That's mine.
yeah. I gave us all nicknames that
They just
night
passed
too.
go, didn't they?
Yeah.
Two and two and.
Yeah.
But-
Have you ever played, like, do you like poker and stuff like that as well?
See, I don't know how to.
I
don't know
wouldn't
how
have
to
a
play.
clue either.
Yeah, I want to
never
learn
played.
though.
I tell you what,
Yeah.
if you can get yourself like a good cheap poker set, like
Yeah.
just with the chips, and you
should
just
do that.
you don't use actual money,
No.
not use actual money. It's really, really good because it's based off obviously chance and not just chance, but if you can actually like look at the cards
Look
that are
at-
going down and everything, you
Yeah.
can sort of help tell what other people are doing. But it's really good for you to help like look at other people and see what they're putting down. And
Sean's tried explaining to me. Haven't you? Is that what we watched
It's fun.
the other weekend?
Yeah.
We
I
stayed
used
at the
to-
Ville
I
for
used
the
to play
night
in, like,
and we went
the,
to the casino.
Like local poker tournaments.
yeah, hell
Yeah.
yeah,
We
Be
made
good.
the final table. Yeah. a few
Oh, good
times.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Like
was fun.
in the North Queensland one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good work,
Ever
man.
won money?
No. Oh, I used to
No.
get no. That like going on a little tangent, but we stayed at the casino the other week, and like we went in and I blasted off 40 bucks.
I know. We had $40
I
and he
should-
put down 20. I was literally 2 minutes. I was like, huh? Like, I don't gamble ever.
Because I used
Yeah.
I used to like I was fairly not let's say bad at
he liked the
gambling
casino.
at like 10 o'clock on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
So
Well, AM or PM?
AM.
Yeah. Oh, I
At
Yeah.
work.
No, at the casino. When it
He'd
opened.
go into the casino.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I think that's called addiction to some people, mate.
Well,
There's a word for it.
I was working
There's a word for it.
I was working in hospitality, so I was like
Yeah,
So-
right.
No, that's
no,
fine.
but like
Yeah.
I like I've explained it to Kate, like I lost a lot of money in one sitting once, and
yeah.
I haven't
Yeah,
I
let's not
haven't
mention
really
it
gone
anymore.
back in a long time.
Yeah.
Like we wouldn't be sitting here
'Cause
today if you were still sitting
Yeah.
in the
if I
casino.
was still going back at 10 o'clock on a Wednesday.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I don't want to fuel the addiction. addiction.
But that's
But
what I
my-
said to Kate. I was like, even putting 40 down, I was like, let's go.
Yeah.
Get some money out of
Dude,
it.
I'm
I,
like,
I,
no.
I can't do it. I've never, ever
No.
gambled. I don't even know how to play pokies
I don't-
properly.
Neither. No.
No.
I was like, do they take card?
Yeah.
It's like,
It's
no.
fine. When you see it going past, especially like that, there's the Dragon Link one, and it goes bing, bing.
No, I've got no idea
bing.
what
Oh,
to
it's
do.
Yeah.
it's so addictive.
I'm not addicted. But
Yeah, I wouldn't have a
no,
clue.
actually, so I never did it before. But my mum, she's won so much money off pokies. Like one day she rang me and she's like, "Guess what, son? I won 20 grand on the pokies." And I'm like, "You fucking what?" I'm like,
Seriously?
"Good on." Yeah, she won 20 grand. And so she gave us kids like $1,000 each, and then she used the rest
Wow.
of the money for her own things.
Yeah.
Obviously. But then she's won like, a grand here or there, $1,500, $2,000. She's lost a lot of money too,
Mhm.
but she's won a lot of money.
Mm.
So,
But does it
She
weigh
even?
up or
well, it depends on how you look at it, I guess. I mean, every
Mm.
time I play pokies, I always look at it like, okay, I'm going in, I've got $50 to pretty much just spend. And
Yeah.
and I'm not thinking about it like I'm gambling this $50 on getting more money.
Mm.
I'm taking it in as like, okay, I would go in and I would pay $50 for a good movie and dinner.
Mhm.
So I'm going to go take that in as an experience. And you get to sit there, you have a couple of drinks, and you just sit there at the pokey and you just let it go through. You may go up to 400 and then drops back down to 2.
But do you go $1.25 spins?
Depends, yeah. Depends. I'm the one of the
$5 spins?
I'm the one of the ones where I'll be like $2 spins or $5 spins depending on how much money I have.
Yeah.
And then once it gets down to a certain amount,
does
I'm
that
like,
mean anything to you?
No,
I'll go
doesn't
dollar
mean
spins.
anything.
For all the guys
Right.
listening, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what you're talking about.
So there's
But if
1
you don't
cent,
know-
2 cent, 5 cent machines.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking $50 could get you some pre-dinner snacks, right, Kate? Right, Sean? We were having this conversation just off show, and I think it needs to be explained.
All right.
Yeah.
Go on.
Things that could end a marriage, part 1.
All right.
Take it away, Kate and Sean.
Oh, do you
Uh,
want to go or I'll go?
right.
No, I'll start because I wanted the feed.
Okay.
So we had to go collect our dog from Whoop Whoop, and we're heading back in the afternoon. It was like 3:30, 4 o'clock, and I was like, I'm starving. I just want something in my belly before dinner at like 6:30
Yeah.
at my parents.
Yeah.
And Sean's like, because we've had a few bad experiences with we don't usually get takeaway, but anyway, and Sean's like, what about GYG? And I was like, yeah, sure, we can do that. And I pull up to the drive-thru, and he's like, what about quesadillas? And I was like, yeah, sure. I don't really get much GYG. And then it wasn't on the menu.
Do you do quesadillas?
Yes,
It's
yes.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, 2 chicken, 2 beef.
Like, why'd you get 4? But anyway,
I was just thinking, I had in my
Mini.
mind that they were like little.
Yeah.
Like the
Like-
tacos there are $5 or something
Yeah,
like that. So
$3 tacos.
$3
that's what
taco.
I think he had in
Yes.
his mind.
should've got-
Yeah.
I could have got, what, nearly 20?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
20
And then he goes, do you
tacos.
want some chicken crispies as well? Whatever they had in the
Chicken
specials
tenders.
board, tenders.
Mm.
And I'm like, yeah, sure.
Roll up to the
Get to the next window.
window.
Went to 50.
I hear, and we both hear, $15.90. It's like, sweet.
So hand over the card. And then Sean's gone, was that $15.90? And I was
Look
like,
at
I think
Kate.
so. Looked at my net bank, $51.90.
Oh my god.
And I've just looked at him and gone, we just spent $51 fucking dollars on an afternoon snack. I'm on maternity leave. So
Yeah.
I'm not
Single
Average,
wage.
like, and they weren't good. Like
Oh really?
not running
we actually-
GYG.
Oh my god.
we pulled out of the drive-through and I was like, what did you order, Rara? And he's like stopped in like the Willows like car park.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going inside. And I was like, but this is what you fucking ordered. You ordered 2 of this and 2 of that and chickens. I was like, so what are you gonna do? He's all flustered and carries on and
This is a fucking rip-off.
So guess who had quesadillas for lunch the next day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to make your money's worth.
Exactly.
What size were they?
They were
They're a burrito tortilla.
Cut in
Yeah.
half.
Yeah, and they flip them
Fold
over.
it and then fold it.
And then-
Oh, sorry. Flip it. Cut it.
Yeah.
Cut it.
Yeah.
Like cut it into little
Yeah.
little triangles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They taste good though, but they didn't taste good that day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wasn't-
shit. Like, and I was so wound up that I just didn't feel hungry anymore.
Yeah.
I was like,
Have you ever been
Fuck
so
this.
angry you're not hungry anymore?
That was exactly it.
Yeah.
like,
Oh.
You
reckon-
have, yeah?
Yeah, 100%, dude. Yeah. Like, but fuck, I can't stand it when especially. I mean, I overheard you guys talking about it,
Yeah.
and especially that one specifically. They've actually fucked up my order several times now,
Oh, so
and that
don't-
pisses me off.
Yeah.
Like, especially when you pay for extra. Like, I've gone there several times, paid for queso sauce, for example. I get back home and there's no queso sauce.
Mm.
And it's simple because it's only like you pay like $2.50 for
That's like-
fucking sauce.
We get upset when Grilled does that, when they don't put in the little sauces.
Yeah.
And you just want that with your chippies.
Yeah.
Like, that's all you want. It's just the
Jesus.
nice mayo.
Well, what else? What other sort of
Someone asked me the other day if I'd ever had a filet fish
Yeah.
from McDonald's.
Macca's?
Because we were having a debate. I can't remember. It might have been at work. Having a debate whether it's real fish or not real fish.
I don't
And
know.
I personally have. I don't think I've ever had a filet fish. Just because a filet fish from a McDonald's does not sound interesting to me. It doesn't sound like it
Isn't
would be
just
real
a
fish.
piece of fish with some mayo and some lettuce? Or
Yeah.
is that-
just but
That's
the,
all it is.
The
Yeah.
And cheese.
ability to like for fish to be off. Like
Yeah, it's risky.
that's like I think of like getting like that lowest grade fish rather than like
Like fish
piece of
substitute.
salmon or
Yeah.
like
yeah,
a decent fish from Ingham Road Seafood.
yeah.
Like
True.
Yeah.
And then we started talking about pineapple on burgers. Like, how old's the pineapple? Is it like a Tropicana you get
Yeah,
from
but I
somewhere?
guess it's like sitting in like juicy stuff anyway.
Yeah,
so.
it's sitting in.
It's in
So
a
that,
can.
I mean, I guess when you're talking about that sort, I've worked in hospitality myself. So I mean, have you worked in hospitality?
Yes.
I think
yeah,
you have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you? Any of you
Yeah.
worked in hospitality?
Yeah.
So like
Chinese shop.
Chinese.
First job.
Oh,
Nice.
God, now I know you'll get skill from, girl.
Then you get a nice massage.
I used to work at Cactus Jack's just up here at Cannon Park.
Yeah.
And I like the amount of people that used to ask for that cherry.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like it's been
That
sitting
cherry
in
tastes
this
awful.
soggy water. Like it's been like
It's not a fresh Christmas cherry.
no, it's just like this like bright red thing, and you whack it on the side of the like a drink for a cocktail. Oh, you forgot my cherry. It's
Dude,
like,
they taste so
fucking have
good.
to. Like,
They taste so
Oh.
good.
Do they?
But like
Oh.
I love them. Yeah.
But like behind the bar, I just
Mm.
know that they've been sitting there since like 5 p.m., probably 2 p.m. And they're like
Yeah,
10
but
o'clock
you're
at
right.
night. Can I
Drinking,
have
it
my
doesn't matter.
cherry? Yep.
She'll be right, bro.
There you
It's
go.
all good. It's all in preservatives. But that's the other thing too. Like, Australia is different to America or England or wherever as well. So when you're talking about how fresh is the fish, how fresh is the vegetables or the fruit,
Also
obviously,
steamed over there.
Yeah, so
It's not-
in America, they have like all of this massive list of preservatives that help keep it fresh.
Mm,
But then obviously you're ingesting all of those preservatives.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not healthy for you. But in
Yeah.
Australia, we obviously have a lot less preservatives in our food, and it's also kept for shorter amounts of time.
Exactly.
And so, like for example, you said pineapple.
Yeah.
All the pineapple's kept in the liquids to help keep them preserved. And that's just the same as like, you go to the store and you get pineapple in a can,
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it's all the same. But yes, that fish. So you actually haven't had a fillet of fish before?
I don't think I have. It's not definitely something that I love fish, but I don't think I could ever have it from McDonald's on a burger.
No.
No,
And
that's
so
fair.
knowing that, I don't think I've probably ever ordered one.
No, it's all good.
Yeah. I got a
Worth
mate
it.
who used to love them. I remember having to drop him off all the time after big nights, drunk. He's like, "Yeah, fillet
I
of
just want a
fish
fillet
on the
of
way
fish."
home." But to
Fish
me,
o'
yeah,
fillet?
fillet
Fillet o' fish?
of
Fillet
fish.
o' fish, yeah.
Fillet of fish.
Yeah, in the States
Yeah.
they call them something else.
Fish
over there.
fillet.
Fish fillet, that's the one.
Fish fillet.
Fish
With a
fillet.
little French.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
But it's like we were talking before too, like all these fast food places, I swear the people that are working there are getting younger and younger,
Mm.
and therefore like possibly, I hope this doesn't offend anybody, but standards in these places
don't
are
care.
getting lower and lower.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether it's just because like their life skills they haven't made that yet, or because they're getting paid minimum wage and don't give a fuck.
Potentially. I've heard
Could be
Macca's
both.
is a
TikTok
really good
videos.
first job though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
Which one?
Macca's, I've heard Macca's is a really good first job
Yeah.
for kids.
Yeah. But then even that goes to say like the managers need to make sure that they keep up with pushing that they should be getting the standards correctly.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So, I
Well,
mean, no offense to anyone who's a manager at McDonald's or whatever. If you're doing a good job, you're doing a good job.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there is something to say about the fact that, it's a multi-billion-dollar company for McDonald's, for example, or GYG as well, and their standards should be kept. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but anyway,
You'd hope so.
yeah.
So we're not going back to GYG. We've actually made a pact, no
Or
more
Hungry
takeaway for the rest
Jacks.
of the year.
Or
Yeah.
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 three in a row bad experiences. Of takeaway.
And it's expensive.
Not that we
Yeah.
eat takeaway. Talking like we're takeaway connoisseurs, but like
We're not.
we don't eat it that often. But
Yeah.
three
Bad experiences. in a row.
events where we kind of just had no other option other for food,
Late at
Yeah.
night.
and it was just like
Nothing in
terrible,
Townsville open
terrible,
past 8
terrible.
o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is what it is.
What was your first job then, Kate? Did you say
Chinese shop.
Chinese shop?
Yeah.
Nice.
It
Mine
was
was
the best first job.
What one in Townsville?
Yeah, like for
Yeah.
me, it was a good first job because it's obviously Chinese, so everything's sort of cash. So it like taught me a lot of math skills.
What are you insinuating? Yeah.
No, but like working with money.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
People don't handle
Number
money now.
43.
But it's like working with
Number
money.
22.
Hang on a second. Did you just stereotype Asian people? It's good. They work with money. It's like, holy shit. Like algebra kings. Like,
No, like kids now don't have to handle any money because most places are cashless.
yeah.
So like it taught me those skills. Like I think I was like 14 or 15 or something like that.
Yeah.
And just like, I don't know, just the basic work skills like mopping floors and shit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like
So that actually brings me on to a question. Do you think that things that are getting easier in jobs are actually making people dumber because we're not using certain life
I wouldn't
skills?
say dumber, I'd say lazier.
Lazier?
Yeah. Like, yeah, I definitely wouldn't say dumber.
Yeah.
It's just that you don't have to tap into that particular part so it becomes lazy.
Yeah.
So,
Fair enough then.
But I think so because everything's just like wave your phone over this device. There's
Yeah.
no having to like, oh, it was $25.60 and she's giving me a $50 note. Shit, how much change do I have to give her? Like everything tells you that now. Like
Yeah.
or your phone has
Yeah.
a calculator and that kind of stuff. Like when I didn't have an iPhone to pull out and do a calculator. Like I had to do it in my head.
Mm.
At
Yeah.
15,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I thought it was good for a first time job.
Oh, 100%.
So,
What was your first time job, Jay?
My first time job was technically Subway, but I also
Fuck yeah, eat fresh.
technically Subway, but I also worked as a carpenter untechnically before I was legally allowed to.
Yeah.
So because I did my carpentry apprenticeship like super early, but I started working with my boss like on cash before I could legally work.
Yeah, nice.
Which didn't go on record, by the way.
No.
But that's fine.
Off record.
Yeah, I'm not going to say what age it was, but
12.
because it was totally legal.
Yeah. Johnny.
I washed golf carts down at what was Willows golf course.
Yeah.
For $5 an hour cash.
Holy shit.
Sick.
2-hour shifts.
Nice.
$10.
$10,
Got a
bro.
$10 note.
Fuck yeah.
I was like 13, 14.
But
Yeah.
that's a lot of money, man. Like that's a lot of lollies. What else are you going to spend? Like,
Back then, yeah,
Yeah.
long time
Yeah,
ago.
12 or 13.
yeah.
20 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be
Yeah,
$8 now.
yeah.
Did you do a good job? Or
Yeah, it was fun. Like,
Yeah.
as people finish their round, drive them down, park them up. If they were dirty, give them a hose, with
Yeah.
a gurney, park them up,
$5
put them
an
on
hour.
battery.
What was yours?
Yeah, I was going to say.
mine was Big W.
Oh, yeah.
I was on Nightfield.
Nice.
What I used to do, I used to steal like all the condoms. Now, this is a true story. Let me finish. So I was like 14 or 13 or something.
Fuck yeah, we're going to grab another bag.
Hold on.
Okay, let's go.
Hold
Let's
on.
go. Let's
How many
go.
Hold
packets
on.
did you need
No,
at
hold on.
that age?
No. Hold on.
All
I
right.
used to steal all the condoms and sell them at school
Oh,
because
nice.
I went to an all-boys school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I made, I
To
don't
the
know,
big boys,
a couple
then.
of bucks a franger. And
Hang on.
Because they're too embarrassed to go by themselves. or-
Yeah.
Hang
Oh,
on.
I guess so. Yeah.
So the episode where we spoke about us stealing things from shops
that
or
was with
whatever.
Eliza.
That was
yeah.
with Eliza.
Yeah.
And you didn't think to mention that you stole condoms and sold them to people for money.
Oh, no, because I just
For your first
mentioned,
job.
I mentioned in that
Such good
episode
jobs.
we did a runner from a restaurant. So I didn't want everyone to think I'm like criminal background or anything.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, I
hilarious.
worked at, back then it was called HBA, Health and Beauty Accessories. So
Yeah,
from
yeah.
like 6 to 9.
Oh, that was your business.
yeah.
Selling condoms.
At school. Yeah. At school. Yeah. And you go to all the ugly kids too because they buy lots for some reason. But no, so I used to do that. I used to just stick them down your pants. Like back then there was no like, beeping sounds on the doors on the way out. So, just
from Big W.
Yeah, from Big W.
Yeah,
So
now there's like,
yeah, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
They're-
The night film manager's just like, there's another packet gone. Where do these condoms
But, like-
keep going?
I remember like getting all different sorts and styles and like I had a bag at
All the
school.
flavors.
I had
You want a
bag at
Gundam
school.
kid?
Yeah. I had a bag
Yeah,
at school and people knew I was the dude to go to at school, like
That's
at the
hilarious.
discos, like so I made like a bit of a
I remember
back
this
then,
story.
like
You
it
just
was
park up out the front of the disco and
Yeah.
you're like,
dude.
Wait, so what was the
It's like
markup,
pulling
man?
down.
What was the markup
Well,
on
I'm
them?
thinking like Shawnee made $5 an hour. I think I would have done like a $2 coin per condom or something.
Yeah, right.
Because I wanted cash,
Gold
obviously.
coin donation.
Yeah,
Obviously.
the gold
Yeah.
coin donation.
Yeah.
oh, how many did you have though?
Oh, well, you can think about
In a
two
packet.
or three packs a week.
30
It was
How
just
many's in
whatever
a
I could
packet?
fit
10?
down my pants. Because that's what I was dacking it and then I was walking out. So if I did a couple of
Not
shifts.
the box, just.
No.
yeah.
I take them out of the box and shove the row down my pants and then sell it on.
Yep.
Yeah.
But so I guess like back then, like $1 or $2 a franger was pretty good business.
First
Wow.
job condom dealer.
And that was,
Wow.
and in some cases, I probably earned more per packet than what I was per hour at Big W.
Wow.
I can
Yeah.
imagine.
So
Nice.
that was my first business. That was my first business.
I need to know.
I never named it. There was no ABN number or anything. And so I bought CDs. Like I've talked about my love of like early collecting CDs, and so that's how I funded a lot of my CD collection was
Fair.
by stealing condoms
Fair.
at Big W.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
No one knows that yet.
Yeah, you
apart
tried-
from,
There you go.
but fuck, hey, there we
There you
go.
go. There you go.
There's like an
Things
old
that
manager from Big W sitting back going,
He's like,
I fucking
"That's
knew
where
it.
those
I
condoms
fucking
went."
knew
Oh,
it.
funny, no, you laugh at that. There's one manager that's still there.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
does he
one.
listen to this podcast?
I don't think she does. No. Yeah, but she's at the Willows
She could.
BW now. I saw her in
Oh,
the
don't
other day.
out the store.
No.
Somebody's going to tell her.
No, I don't give a fuck. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? Like, come
hilarious.
at me for like loss of revenue from like a couple hundred condoms over the years?
Oh,
Like-
God. Couple of 100 condoms.
Oh, Jesus. You traded round things for more round things.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah. So that was my
That's awesome.
first job. Well, that was my first 2 jobs actually, when you think about it.
Yeah.
So
So if you were to make that a business these days, what would your business name be called?
ooh,
You got to have a shady name.
a shady name.
Yeah.
I'd have to think. I'd have to brainstorm.
Ah,
Well, I mean, how long did it take us to come up with the name of this show?
Oh, about fucking 10 hours.
Yes, I'd require at least 5 hours to think of a business
Wrap it up.
Okay.
Wrap
Yeah.
it up industries.
name. Wrap it, WRAP, or is it only a play on words?
Benny's wrapping services.
Benny's Wrapping Services. No glove. Glove.
Wrap around.
Gloved up. G and then love in.
Jesus.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
Like we're talking about this as if I'm going to go back into the business. It's pointless. I'm
you
not.
got to brainstorm.
You know.
That'd be
fun
about
to do these
$5.
Yeah. Throw in and like,
Premium condoms.
you know, I don't even. You know how the condom boxes come with the little ruler too?
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah. Like a
You-
paper ruler. Like there's dudes out there still measuring their dicks after they get the condom boxes.
So stupid.
You would get arrested if you sat up out the front of a.
With your ruler?
Yeah. Things that will get you in trouble
bag,
over
yeah.
time. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Mr. Marnie, you again.
Oh Jesus.
We
Your
told
old
you.
principal. He's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh,
We
God.
told you. So yeah, anyway.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, that was my first job and
Funny.
yeah.
That is funny.
Well,
Hey,
anyway,
in saying that, I may have prevented many kids from
True.
being born.
you did a service.
I did a
Very
service
true.
to the community.
hmm
There we go.
Good job.
But yeah, these
Good job,
guys are
my
my
friend.
friends too, by the way.
Yeah.
They chose
Nah.
me as their friend. So,
We did.
Oh, that's so funny. That's
yeah,
so funny.
There you go.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can't remember why I asked what everyone's first job was.
To be honest, it's
We're talking
actually
about
gone
takeaway.
right back.
It's just segued from.
So-
Yeah.
I remember the
takeaway.
reason why we were speaking about takeaway was because we were saying things that could break, possibly
Oh
like,
yeah,
add to
Break a
$50.
marriage.
Yeah.
break up a marriage. Yeah.
50 bucks.
babies and marriages. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's deep
So-
dive more into that.
Yeah, so
shall we?
let's go for it.
Oh.
We digress.
There's
I didn't
word.
say that word. Just so you know, Shawnee, we have not that episode that we did with you on episode 2. We really wanted to retitle it "We Digress" because the amount of feedback we got from that episode was like, "Why did you say we digress so much?" Literally,
Really?
I got so much feedback. Benny got so much feedback. It was hilarious.
Was that? I didn't even notice that was on.
It just happened.
Yeah,
Interesting.
We digress.
Oh.
We digress.
we did a lot.
We did.
So anyway, yeah, things that could end a marriage.
Anyway, yeah, let's get into it.
Marriage. What would you like to know?
The two hosts, I would like you to
yeah.
ask us some questions,
Did
please.
you just want us?
Ask us some questions.
Yeah, you're the host, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry,
that's
we're
right.
starting. We're not starting again.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
cool. I'm kidding. Okay, so we're talking about like possible things that can break up marriages, or at least put strain on the marriages, like with the kids and all that sort of stuff, right?
Kids.
All right, I got one.
Yeah.
Skid marks in the toilet.
Oh yeah,
Sean always leaves a crocodile slide.
yeah.
Speak for yourself.
I swear he like mounts the toilet.
The reverse Kenga. Yeah. Someone else.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly,
we-
right?
There has been times
Only when
where
I really want to get on her
I've
nerves. Just shit everywhere.
I've walked in and walked out because there's been like pebbles left behind,
Yeah.
like rabbit poos almost.
Yeah.
Tell the world.
And being like, "Can you come and flush your shit?" Off
Yes.
he goes.
Yes, boo.
Do you shit with the door open or closed? Or at what point do you just go, fuck it, I'm leaving the door open?
We
I-
post Oakland.
We're on a whole different level.
We're a lot closer with each other now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that we weren't close beforehand, but yeah,
Mm.
shit with the door open.
Yeah.
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 But
Just
but
talking.
it's not like
That's it.
I'm actively standing in there with him,
Yeah.
like while he's taking a dump. But like I'd sit on the bed while he's like with the door half shut
Yeah.
and have a conversation because
Yeah.
usually we're mid conversation. He'll go, "I've really got to poo."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
As you
well,
do.
I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to keep talking to you. It's just getting stage fright.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Yeah, so-
terrible for that. I'm like, "Oi, babe, I just did the biggest shit. It was so good."
Yeah.
And she goes, and we're on the phone together, and she's like, "Are you on the toilet right now?"
Because you can
Fucking
hear
over
the
you.
echo, right?
Sometimes, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and plop plop. What?
Well, it depends on how big it is. Maybe it's not a crocodile
Well, you
slide.
can
maybe
put
it's a
down
whole
toilet
fucking log.
paper so it
Kate will
doesn't
be like-
crash.
Yeah, we talked about that in one of the wildcard
I told
episodes.
you.
The toilet
Kate will be
paper
like,
trick.
"Oh, that sounds like a good one."
She does listen to our podcast.
Yeah. I cannot believe someone's taken our advice. Yeah.
Winning at life. She's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" No, that's right. Well, actually, so talking about like even the little things like that, right? that's a little thing for some people, but for
Huge.
some people it's a huge thing,
Absolutely.
right? So like, do you think little irks and stuff like that, for everyone's different, right? So everyone's going to have a different thing. Like if something irks one couple, it's not going to irk the other couple because everyone irks differently. And then for you guys, like what on your opinion, especially now that you've had a kid as well, so your brain's also working on a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Do you struggle with like if you get irked off by little tiny things, does that really feel like it adds a massive strain, or is it do you think it's like a lot of little things that add up?
No, I was going to say, I was just thinking of that. Like, I feel like we get irky, if that's a word, at each other more regularly, but we're very good at realizing or getting better at realizing that like you're getting worked up over nothing. Like,
Yeah. Like
don't make a big deal of it. What was it? Something the other day?
I think even like last night something, and then like one of us will have a smirk, and then it's just like laughed off essentially.
Yeah.
So it's just like a quick dig.
Yeah.
And then it's like a, oh God, right?
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah.
But see,
So
I've heard people say in the past, like if you can openly have not a heated discussion, but like a discussion where you're clearly coming from two different angles, it means you probably care about the relationship more than because you want something to be right. Whereas the people who don't argue for their point of view and just have this whole fucking whatever, they don't probably actually care about the relationship as much.
Communication, absolutely. So,
Yeah.
like I'm pretty guilty at sometimes just like bottling up and then I'll just explode. Very guilty. Getting better though, I think. But we have a lot of, I feel conversations, or you make me feel, don't we?
That's good. That's healthy, I would assume.
It is,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Not much really.
Yeah, we're getting a lot better at like it gets sorted there and then.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that just harbor.
But also just not being petty over
Tension
things.
and-
Like
Yeah.
I think realizing like especially since Oakland, like we are a team. So like ensuring that we're on the same team all the time and advocating for each other as well. So
Love that.
like I think we're a pretty strong united front really.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
job.
I agree. I'm around these two a lot, and I can actually say that they're one of the most perfect couples I've ever seen. So no, that's not blowing smoke up your ass. Like I genuinely believe that. So yeah.
No, that's good. That's good. And I mean, I can see like I can feel like a vibe from you two as well. And obviously, this isn't to say like, you know, if you do, obviously everyone has their own problems, but you might have your own problems. But at least from the outside, like you get the vibes of like, no matter what, it's just like if you can just work through shit. And it's good that you have a good communication as well. But it's like that even goes back to what we were talking about. I can't remember how many episodes ago, how we were saying that like when you've got to get to a point where you really truly know yourself and you can really give all of yourself to that person, because
100%.
because like you were saying, you bottle things up, right?
yeah.
And if he doesn't like that,
Yeah.
if Shauna doesn't like that, at least if you both know in yourself that that's what you do, then he can be like, well, I know that that's how you deal with it sometimes.
And I'm so readable.
Love that.
Like if I'm pissed off, you can tell straight away.
But you're pretty simple in the
Shit. All right.
cut that.
What
No.
Get comfy.
No. What
Get
I meant by
comfy.
that is
We're here for the next few hours.
How to break up a marriage. Your wife's pretty simple.
Yeah.
what I mean by that.
She was
is,
licking windows when I saw her, and I thought, what a well-maintained woman. This could work.
Nice.
Just
No.
give her a nice block.
what I mean. Where are we now?
Nah,
What I mean by that is I know pretty well like Kate's values and what she wants like out of things. I'm just a bit shit at delivering it sometimes, or delivering on that.
Yeah.
Like Kate's a clean freak, and I the other day had a sausage roll on the carpet and I left and I just like I got home from golf. I'd had this sausage roll. It was delicious. And I was in a bit of a carb coma So I sat back on the couch and I think I was watching the footy when you got
I'd pulled up and he just like kicked his golf shoes off in the garage. So I ran over them. I was like, fuck you. I'm going to run over your golf shoes. Parked on one of them. And he's like, open the door. And I'm like, because multiple times I've like I've had Oakland.
Mind your fucking shoe.
But I've had Oakland and almost tripped like walking out of the door. And I'm like, don't leave your shoes like as you step out into the garage there.
Yeah.
And what do? Leave them there. Fuck you, I'll run over him.
That'll teach him.
My mum was in the car and she's like, Kate. I was like, no, he'll learn his lesson.
Fuck him.
It's one way to do
like,
it.
they're flexible ones.
then-
so I knew if I knew I'd wreck them, I wouldn't do it. But I knew they'd like crush down to nothing.
You came back
Yeah.
in and you're like, what is this? And I'm like,
Crumbs.
Literally, no,
Just
it was
stomp the crumbs.
Humphrey, our dog, come
Yeah.
in and I was like,
Humphrey, come here. Eat it. Like feeding him crumbs.
oh.
But things like that,
Jesus.
like I know that's something I can work on
Mm.
and improve.
No, but over the years we've had multiple conversations of like, this pisses me off, or this is what I need from this. Like even after like Oakland came, like obviously it's a lot. Like my hormones were wild. Like I'd never experienced anything like that before. Sean had neither. Like we'd both been through a lot. But I think I actually said to Sean, like it was maybe 3 weeks in, I was like, you haven't asked me how I'm feeling. Like, so it's just, and he was like, shit, I haven't. Like, but then it was like but then it opened up more conversations of like how we were both feeling about things and
Yeah.
all those kind of things. So I think we're learning all the time as well. Like,
Communication getting better and better.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because from
And being vulnerable.
an exterior perspective, Kate seemed like she was doing fine, like super happy, super.
Meanwhile, I'm like, you haven't asked me how.
Yeah.
And I was like, how are you feeling? Fine. Well, what the fuck? You're fine.
No, I wasn't.
You
fine.
weren't fine. I'm just joking.
Yeah, but that goes to show like how important it is when you do get into a relationship to like really not only know yourself but really learn what makes your partner tick.
Yeah.
And it starts from right from the beginning, from
100%.
like right from the get go. Communication is so important.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
I think it's also just like feeling really like comfortable in yourself. Like, you know, I've always like my previous life was a lot of around like the fitness competitions and stuff. So it sort of never left your self-esteem feeling great because you're around these hot chicky bays with their abs out and everything. So
Yeah.
I competed a few times, like this is early days.
yeah.
But then like, so it sort of takes years and years to feel truly comfortable in your own skin and loving yourself and everything. And everyone has a bit of, you know, body dysmorphia and stuff like that. But then like, I think since Oakland and like Sean obviously seeing me in my most vulnerable but like primal state as well. Like we have jokes now, like, you know, when Sean's at the gym, it's like, oh, how little, you know, chicky babes in their crop tops and their booty shorts and stuff. And he's like, stop it. And I'm like, you know, it's like we have little like jokes like that. Like it's just, you know, not caring, but, you know, able to just be open about it and fun and that kind of stuff. Like,
Yeah. 100%.
you know, yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, 100%. And I've always found that open communication right from the get-go is the most important thing, and that's why that helps as well.
Absolutely.
I actually was speaking to my partner about open communication because I have my own flaws that I have with my past marriage as well. If you didn't know, I am divorced. And so now happily with my partner now, we were talking about how you know, I have my flaws from my last relationship. The marriage one, and how like when you have these different anxieties in your own self and your partner has anxieties as well, and you get to really truly get to know about them and like I said, what makes them tick as well. And then if you have that fully open communication right from the word go, it allows you to build that trust up with them.
Absolutely.
And I've found that shit. I actually forgot what I was going to say with that. Never mind. But anyway, that's my main point about like being open. It really takes you a long way because it really builds the trust.
Absolutely.
It's like, you know how the couples have, if they're constantly anxious and not trusting someone because of their own past anxieties and everything like that.
Yeah.
It fosters this distrust in like your you're planning for the worst all the time.
Exactly.
Fuck yeah.
But
yeah.
I think if
Yeah.
you're not transparent about that from the get-go,
Yeah.
like I think from the get-go, like when Sean and I, like early in our relationship, like unbeknown to Sean, he would just put his phone face down. And I think it took a couple of weeks because it was, I had trauma from a previous relationship where he was putting his phone down the whole time, and turns out, long story short, he was cheating on me.
Yeah.
So I had to say to Sean, just like, you know, this is triggering me. Can you like not do this? I don't want to not trust you with this. Like, we're building trust. Obviously, we're getting to know each other.
Now she's got Face ID on my phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can go into it whenever she wants.
Yeah.
But like, it's
100%.
just like being honest. And like, I don't think in previous relationships I'd ever really have verbalized that, because it's obviously, you know, it's your own trauma really that you're living with. So
I think it's super important to understand each other's triggers and past trauma so you can avoid that shit.
100%.
Because sometimes the most simplest thing can just bring like all these memories back of like either being treated like shit or whatever. So something like that. Yeah.
I don't think you get to
that.
like, how old are you, Jake?
28.
Yeah. Like, I don't think you get to our age where you haven't got some, you know, past, like you said, past traumas and things that,
It was funny at that party that Kate and I were talking at with where
I snubbed him.
No. This is the other one where we found out who the one you're saying that we were all at. That we were. Remember how we're having that conversation?
Oh,
I have like the list of like
your Icks
and stuff like that there. And
Yes.
like I think the older you get, there's a list of like non-negotiables you have about the people you hang
100%.
around.
Yeah.
Whether it be potential relationships or friendships.
Absolutely.
And you cannot budge on some of those.
No.
Yeah.
If it makes you, if budging on a few of those makes you lose parts of yourself or change who you are,
Yeah.
then it's not worth it.
Or have to like retreat.
Or shelter. So but it brings a point then, like, so when's the right time to start to explain to people you're hanging around, your Icks, your non-negotiables?
Well, I've seen your
like
dating
a relationship.
Icks.
Sorry?
I've seen your dating Icks.
Yeah. I have like I've got like a full-on list.
It's a great list.
Yeah.
Well, it's not written down. It's verbal. But
We sat there
Check on my
like
notes.
we sat there eating like
We'll post it in the show notes, guys.
chicken dumplings.
Chicken dumplings.
Yeah.
And Kate's grilling me. What about this? What about this? What about
Yeah.
this?
Yeah. Mum was nurses. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like,
that.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like 99%. No, there's 1%. Kate's in the 1%. Yeah. I work around nurses. I fucking know what nurses are like.
Yeah.
Yeah. If
Oh,
you're,
fair
if
enough,
you're a
man.
nurse and you're offended by that, then you're probably in the 99% I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's fair enough.
If the
I like
shoe
my
fits,
colleagues.
then lace that bitch up, as Morgan
Hey.
Freeman would say.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Icks.
Yeah. I think you got to have it. Icks to some people might be like just ways to complain, but Icks to me are non-negotiables and standards that you set for yourself. 100%.
Yeah. But there's nothing wrong with that, though, is there?
No, I don't think so.
No.
In actual fact, I think if you're willing to let people get away with shit that annoys you, then you probably need to look at yourself and your own worth first before you start letting someone walk over you.
Yeah. And I think it's just
Yeah.
a way to say, like, I don't like how you said that, or please don't say
Yeah.
that to me, or something. Like, I've said that to friends before. I'm like, I'm not having a go at you.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
don't take your anger out on me.
Yeah. But then
So-
there's also like a good way to bring that up with people, and then a bad way to bring it up too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And then there's also a good way to listen to that too, and a bad way to listen to that, like to take it.
To take it.
Yeah, 'cause-
Because you can also be an asshole.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, like, and for example, that goes back to why I said it's so important to know who you are and know who that person is as well. Because I had an ex who I would communicate to her in a specific way, and she thought that I was a narcissist and all these other different words that gets thrown around and stuff like that. But
yeah.
that's just the way that I communicate, and I'm not advertently trying to say anything bad at all, and I'm not complaining, and I'm just venting. But even it goes back to what you were saying before, how it's like if you're bringing up something, it's because it's because you care more and you want to just address something that is irking you.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, just so you know, I love you so much, and I just want to not fix you, but I just want to bring this to your attention.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. That's fair.
And then if you're not compatible, you're not compatible.
Exactly.
Really.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People come and go.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
exactly.
season was that saying?
yeah, so it was funny because it was transition from primary school to high school, and you know how everyone goes different high schools stuff after that. And I had like a best friend through all of primary school,
Yeah.
and then she moved on to a different high school.
Mm.
And we didn't keep in touch as much, like, you know, friendship circles. And I'm an only child, so like friendships to me, and especially in primary school years, were like everything. I remember having a big cry to my mum and being like, oh, you know, I don't really have, you know, she's not my friend anymore, rah, rah. And mum like brought out this poem, and it's about like reason, season, lifetime friendships. And even now, like obviously when I was like 12, I was like, yeah, mum, like, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And now like it just makes perfect sense. Like it really does. Like it just, I think it just fits into every category of life, no matter what, really. So, because I think people definitely are reason, season, lifetime.
Yeah.
So like people come into your life for a reason, whether it be like at an event and you're sitting alone and they're just your person for the day that you gel with and do the training together or something, or they're helping you through a relationship, or like for a season, like a work thing. Like I traveled a lot, so I've got a lot of travel buddies through my early 20s. I lived overseas, so like they were my rocks then, and then like we're on different paths of life now, and then your lifetime people, which obviously you can meet at all stages of your life. But yes, I've got some friends that I've known since I was like 12.
Yeah.
So, and people now that are in my life that will be lifetime. It could be family as well. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's interesting.
It's like you could pretty much automatically think, like listening to you right there. I'm sure all of us were like thinking of those people who we could categorize in our own life, and all the listeners too. Like as you're saying all that there, I bet everyone just to some degree thought of maybe like 3 different people they could categorize. Yeah,
but I think
I did. So
I think like when I was reading about it ages ago, like because I looked into it further when after I moved back from overseas, and I was like, oh, I'm not keeping in touch with them. Should I reach out? Like, and it was like just come to the fact that if they are a reason or a season person, like if they've served their purpose in your life, like be done with it. Like just be okay that it's like it hasn't been a bad ending, could have been a bad ending, or it wasn't a bad ending, and it's just that was your reason person or season person. So
some people come into your life. Well, at least I feel this anyway. Some people come into your life to show you the direction you don't want to go sometimes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I have some friends who I wouldn't want to live their life and do the things they do because I don't agree with it. But if they haven't done anything wrong by me, I can look at them, and this isn't meant to sound like a bad thing, but I can look at them and go, I don't want to have your traits. It's not that's why I keep you around. It's just, okay, I wouldn't do what they're doing sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, when they're so desperate for either friendship or attention, they can start to bend their own traits and morals to try and go with the flow. Yeah. And I know I've cut off and lost many people who were once friends to me because I've basically stood up for myself and I said, I don't like what you're doing here. I wish you well, but this is where our paths basically leave.
And sometimes it's good to dabble in though, if you do like dabble in those things, to be like, yeah, that's not my crowd, or that's not the direction I want to take or something, because you don't know sometimes until you try it or until you know it's a firm. No, that's not my jam.
Yeah.
So
I met I had this really close friend once and we got along like a house on fire. But every time where I just started seeing all these traits in this person and the people they were hanging out with, that just cemented to me that I wanted nothing to do what they were doing. So I look at that person as they came into my life for a reason. At one point, I thought they'd be there for a long, long time. But it was just to basically make sure I was on track with my own beliefs and that, so that's important. That's important.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then there's people like you guys who I'll go over their house one night, stay the night.
Then come for sleepovers.
And come for sleepovers.
Fuck yeah.
Mate, I was there one night. Kate goes to work. She gives us a call in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
There's fucking juveniles out the front.
There was.
Me and Sean just fucking passed out.
Christmas Eve, and I was at work on night shift.
Yeah.
And I think I got a notification on our home security cameras or whatever, and then Ben's car was packed up the front. No, I saw on our we have a street street group chat.
Yeah.
And they had said that they had attempted break-ins. And so I've tried ringing Sean, and Sean is a dead sleeper.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I know Ben will answer. So I ring Ben at like 1 o'clock in the morning or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, move your car inside now. So then on the cameras, they're like half like still wasted, like walking out. Like, I was like, oh my God.
Staunching up
This
to
is
no one.
comical.
Like, yeah.
On the driveway, we're like, where are they? Where are they? Looking around.
Jesus.
They're long gone.
Yeah.
Like, oh, find them.
We'll fight them. Where the fuck are you? Yeah.
Oh man, that actually reminds me of like, oh man, I've spoken to so many people recently about like the kids today and like how all these people are going around stealing shit all the time, and like that societal like norm of some of these children that are being brought up now of like in the bad scenarios of like of them stealing cars and stealing shit, and then like, and so many of them do want to, and I've spoken to like so many of the social workers that they clarify this, that they want to go back into juvie because they want that lifestyle of they get free food and all that sort of shit. Like
makes them feel big and tough. You know?
And obviously there's some of the people who also, you know, work on the point system too, like where they if they do a certain amount of things, they get a certain amount of points as well.
I'm all for locking them up, but like you do hear that like, and you kind of have a bit of sympathy for them that their home lives aren't like great, because there's not a lot of like, it's not 1,000 kids running amok on our streets. It's from what you hear, it's like a few condensed families that are just not good news whatsoever. But it comes from the top. Like if
so I'm obviously a nurse.
Yeah.
And I work in emergency, but I also work at the prison.
Yep.
Big boy prison.
Mm-hmm.
And it's unfortunately a revolving door. Like they're out, in, and it's just unfortunate that like if they've come from juvie initially and then work their way into big boys or whatever women's, they don't know any different, and like uncles in there, sometimes mum and dad are in there.
I was going to say, isn't it generational where there's like, you know, 3 generations of the family in there? It's like,
and that's
going to go see mum.
And that's exactly it. Like, so it's an eye-opener out there.
Yeah, that's right. And it's like, realistically, I was speaking to a friend the other day about how to fix that situation. And it's like, I feel like some people forget that if we want to make that change, and obviously we're not going to talk about that heaps right now, but it takes generations sometimes to fix it properly, because like you said, you know, aunties and uncles are in there as well. So it starts
as
from
the elders.
Yeah, exactly.
So if your elders who sometimes are preaching the good stuff are in jail as well, then how can it's
but
a tough topic.
Yes, it is a tough topic. So let's get off it. But actually, that does remind me though.
We digress.
We digress.
Oh, that's on Sean.
That reminds me. Thank you for reminding me of that word. And our lovely viewers, they love that word. It reminds me of like the societal differences now compared to like when we were all kids, right? Like for me, I know that I used to, back in the day, I used to be able to go and play outside and on the street, and I'd be completely fine. I think I spoke about it on the podcast at one point, how I was allowed to go down to the skate park on my own when I was like 10, 12 years old. Yeah. And that's like 2 kilometers down the road or something like that on my bike. I just used to go down there all the time.
No phone, nothing.
Nothing.
Like,
later on.
Do you think kids have it harder now than what we did, or just different?
Well, that's the thing. Is it different?
You could look at it from 2 different ways, I think. They have access to more things for an easier life, but does an abundance of these things make it harder because there's so much shit involved? Yeah. Like if you think back to what did we have really to entertain ourselves with when we were kids? You come home from school, you might have had one entertainment system, whether it be Nintendo or something. Yep. Otherwise, you're out with your friends. Yeah. You know, there's either inside, watch a movie, outside with your friends.
Exactly.
You had 2 options. Yeah. Now you've got an abundance of things to do inside, abundance of things outside. So
too many options.
Yeah. It's almost like, are they overstimulated with options that it makes it harder for them? I don't know.
But then I guess like social media plays a huge part of that. Like we wouldn't have had social media growing up. So I get really scared for like Oakland.
Yeah.
And I guess you got to be in the know, right? So you don't want to like, so my parents, they're not on Facebook. They don't know anything of like the social media world. Obviously, like, you know, I'm a lot older now, but like, I don't want to be those naive, not saying my parents are naive, but like, I don't want to be those parents that aren't sure of like what's going on the latest trends on TikTok and stuff. Like you want to be in the know so your kids can come to you for different things without being like, I'm sorry, how do I work this phone? Like,
Yeah.
That's what my parents are like.
Yeah.
You got to put the finger ID on the button, and my mum always presses like the picture.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Bless her cotton socks.
Yeah.
With the fingerprint.
Yeah.
It's so funny with technology too. You think about it. It's always like as technology progresses, it's always like the blind leading the blind because the elders don't know how to use it. So the kids are the only ones who know how to use it. But then you think about our kids when we're older, there's going to be technologies that they're trying to teach us. Like we still don't know how to fucking use TikTok.
Yeah, I don't know how to use TikTok.
No idea.
No.
No.
You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
but there are kids out there like constantly. That makes me sound old. I'm not old.
But there are kids out there getting paid to use TikTok.
Exactly.
And we're still here trying
And
to
I don't
figure
know
out
how to scroll
use
for
it.
like I don't have TikTok, but when I've like been referred to a link on TikTok to watch a video, I'm like, how do I get back? Like,
oh, how
where's home?
confusing!
Like,
How confusing is it when somebody sends you a TikTok
Yeah.
and it opens up a page, but you can't like you can't open the page on full screen if you don't have the app.
It's very odd.
That's so
I just
confusing.
don't get it at all. But that's not.
Yeah.
You had the app. You had the TikTok app in the early days when it was just taking off.
I think so. And
Yeah,
didn't
I
like
had it, and it was just
Yeah.
like you could sit there for hours, and you're just like, dung, dung. But Instagram Reels is like that.
Yeah.
Like, we've got a Instagram.
Sean, or every
Little-
night.
Love
Have
it.
you watched the videos I sent you? No.
It's,
Watch the videos I
it's,
sent you, and then he'll
my
watch
love
me
language.
watching
Yeah,
it.
yeah. What's
I'm
your
like-
language? Unhinged videos. Is
and
all
I
100%.
watch Kate watch the video.
Yeah. You waiting for the reaction?
Yeah, you like that one?
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
We've got a bit of a depraved one, don't we, Benny?
Yeah, me and Shawnee. Yeah, and Adsy.
Nice.
A bit of a depraved. You got to have that. There's a little bit
Yeah.
of depravity in all of us.
Yeah, 100%.
Hopefully,
Hopefully.
maybe just us.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Just-
even going back to just the like what's different between now and back then though, do you think that like it's and this also stems back to the generational differences between like trying to help the other teens get older as well? Like, do you think that there's this generational thing like we have that responsibility now to teach our children how to do the right thing as well? And like so and even going back to the sorry, I'm going back a lot and back, but I get it. So my brain is like firing on all cylinders right now. ADHD. I love it. I'll simplify it in this question here is that it's like, you know, back in the day when we had those freedoms to do whatever we wanted, how do we then teach that into our generation? You know what I mean? Like in the safest way.
Upcoming generation.
Yeah, in the upcoming-
How do we carry the torch?
Yeah, exactly. Carry the torch over. Like it is constantly an evolving thing. Jesus. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Is it too deep?
We were talking about it the other night, weren't we?
No, we talk about this all the time.
Yeah, we were like,
It's deep, but
It's
like
deep.
it's
We're
a
talking about, like-
relevant conversation.
Yeah.
you know,
Anyway.
Well,
alcohol and drugs, and it's like, yeah, we're having that chat. Like,
Yeah, we were.
all the, I guess, influences that
Yeah.
will come later in life for Oakland.
I
But
think
like, sorry,
you go.
no, just say like we were saying, like
Come and have
we
your first drink
want
with
to
us.
be
like
the parents that like. I'm not gonna, or we're not going to say no. Like, I want to go to a party, Dad, and there's gonna be drinks. It's like
we might say no.
we might say no, but
Mm.
like more so be like, all right, let's have a drink together, or 4 drinks, or 6 drinks,
Yeah.
and see what you can tolerate. Like,
Dude,
take,
really?
Okay.
no,
This is news to Kate too. It's like, wait.
Get some drunk.
have another
Yeah,
one, son.
have another.
Yeah.
No,
drunk
but
drunk
line
off
'em up,
4.
yeah.
Drunk off
No.
4. Weak.
Yeah.
No son of mine.
No,
Push-ups.
in all serious, like that didn't come out right. So can you cut that one out?
It didn't.
We could probably cut this whole entire segment out.
I like it.
Okay, what were I remember the conversation now, and now I've lost it.
It's all good.
What we were sort of saying is like, know what the effects feel like in a safe environment.
Mm.
Because if you, I know as a kid, like mum and dad my parents were pretty lenient and all that, but like, and dad tried to do that sort of stuff, like just, why don't you have a beer with me at home, like, so I can see how you handle it. And I was rebellious, and I went to parties and wrote myself off, and you know, I don't like now of being a dad. You've got that like.
You got the experience.
I hope he doesn't.
From.
Yeah, you go. I hope he doesn't
like
turn out and do the things I do.
Drunk and a gutter vomiting like scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Like or like choking on his own vomit. Like working in emergency. Like we see that shit come in. Like it's scary, and then a whole different emotional level when you think of it as like you can now understand why parents freak out.
But at least like giving them some sort of knowledge that like, okay, if I have 4 drinks or 6 drinks or whatever it is, I'm going to be relatively safe. But if I take it to another level, like that's on you. That's when consequences are going to come into play. That's when you're going to get your ass handed.
But do you think it's different? Like you've got a 5-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
So having a girl.
Yeah.
Do you think you'd have that approach or like completely different?
I mean, when it comes to that sort of stuff, I have the approach of I'll guard her pretty well, but I also will teach her the ways of like, hey, I know that this is a smart way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So here's my advice. Please take it if you like trust me.
Mm.
But if you do something stupid, that's on you. But I'll be here to love you
exactly.
anyway.
That's what I wanted to say in a very roundabout way.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Thank you.
This is
You're welcome.
advice.
You're welcome.
Here's your advice.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it.
Yeah.
You face the consequences later.
Yeah,
Please
exactly.
call me if you can't. Like,
Exactly.
Pick yourself off the ground or whatever.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
It is scary though.
Yeah, but even just to lighten it a little bit, like it's just about like I think personally that just trying to get the generational pull on like from generation to generation. We always learn things from our parents, and we all have life experience. So if we can pass that down in a way that is relevant to our kids, then I think that if we're always trying to be good people, then that's all that matters, really.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And being an open family unit, like the best you can.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. But we're not professionals in that,
Exactly.
so we
We're
shall
learning.
not talk anymore about.
No.
But we live life
child
and we have
services
experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Are you giving your kid drinks? Fucking 5 months old. No. Not yet.
4 or 6, like come on, son.
Yeah.
Sean just wants to test the limit.
Is he drunk?
Yeah. All right.
Poor little Bubba.
Yeah, exactly. Benny, what do you reckon? How are we doing?
I reckon I would be drunk off 4 or 6.
All right.
Drink at all.
All right. I like it. Well, I think that would probably wrap up today's episode in total. I think we've spoken a lot about a lot of things.
Yeah.
Quite a few topics.
Yeah, a lot of topics.
Sean's phone's going off right now.
This is not a one topic.
Yeah. The feds are listening. Yeah.
This is not a one topic podcast episode. So thank you all for sitting in and listening in. But thank yous to Shauno and Kate for coming in. This is the first 4-person podcast.
Yeah.
So yes,
Thank you.
And we appreciate you being our first in a lot of other areas too. Hey Benny.
Thanks.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Yeah.
Don't look at me like that.
Don't look at Shawnee like that. Yeah.
He was the first guest on the podcast.
He
now
was.
he's the first with his wife.
With me.
Yeah. What
Exactly.
other firsts will Sean surprise us with in a couple of months, maybe?
Who knows? And speaking of the first that he will surprise us with, tip of the week. Give us a happy ending. What do you got for us? Use 2. Give us a joint one.
Anything.
Can
A
you
joint tip of the week.
I love putting them on the spot like this.
Oh
It's
my
great.
God.
Nothing.
Tip of the week.
Kate will have a good
How
one,
long
surely.
can we-
Oh,
If it's not about relationships, what about something you've learnt in ED?
Oh, in ED.
Nurse, yeah.
Don't put foreign objects up your bum.
That seems to be a running theme that most people say.
Yeah.
Why don't people listen to that?
I don't know why.
Jay?
We've literally. I mean, what? No, I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to talk about that.
What's the weirdest thing you've taken out of a rectum?
We wouldn't take them out. Like,
So-
well,
Okay.
depending on how far they've advanced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be most of the time it's surgical intervention because it's worked its
Okay.
way into your bowel or something.
Yeah.
The best one.
Yeah.
Hang on, what scale are we talking about? Best in what angle?
There's a few listeners sitting there going, this better not be the story about me.
The best
good.
one would have to be a vibrator. So, but still
really?
still vibrating,
on.
Still
and
going.
you could feel it on his stomach.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, bless him.
I thought you were going to say something else, but that's fine.
No,
To me, that seems normal.
There's an Instagram page that I follow,
But-
Medical Talks. So
no, but it was like a substantial
Yeah.
size.
Yeah,
Like,
it was one of those
It was a
fire
good-
extinguisher
it was a-
They-
shaped
yeah.
ones.
they do a lot of like X-rays, MRIs, like talk about that sort of stuff. And they do Foreign Body Friday. and like through the seasons, like Christmas time, they show like things.
we don't get cool stuff.
And
like
there's
that.
like a little gnome, like genuine like candy cane.
Yeah.
Someone shoved lights up there, and there's like they're fucking on the X-ray. They're like, it's just like so like all these things like through all the seasons, and they're like,
Oh,
have a look
jeez.
at this, and yeah,
Well,
yeah.
yeah. Well, on that end, we should probably wrap up that so we don't wrap the lights up in the inside of us. Thank you all for listening so much. If you are listening to us on YouTube, you can obviously find us on all the other main platforms that we are listening on. If you want to find out what they are, just go to thatbjshow.com. That'll list them all there for you. And you can listen directly on the website too.
Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
You can find us
It's all
there.
there. We're everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're everywhere, but you're in your home.
Yeah. We're like chicken pox.
Exactly. Always here to make you laugh, but you hate it when you have it.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
Like
you like that? I made it up on the spot.
Yeah, I like
Nice.
Spot. And on that end,
Unintended.
we should end the episode. Thank you all for listening,
Thanks,
and
guys.
we'll see you next episode.
Thank
Catch
you.
us later.
that. Thanks
See
for
ya.
having us. Bye.
Like,
Yeah.
Are you a
all
nurse?
that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's so good. We're in the Townsville Hospital.
At ED. in
Oh,
ED,
nice.
Yeah, erectile dysfunction. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
100%.
Yeah, that's where I met her. Actually, I was like, I've got a problem. Can you-
It's like, how would you like me to help?
It's like, wait, so they don't do the glove thing here? Ripped off, man.
oh,
Wait, no Vaseline? Damn. Okay.
there's a funny story. Kate booked me a massage.
Oh, have you been? Sorry to interrupt. Have you heard of Nikki's Thai on Ross River Road?
No.
Heard of it.
If you want a good massage,
Yeah?
honestly,
No happy
God.
endings.
Years
No
ago.
happy endings.
Do I want to know?
It was fucking wild. I walk in
Yeah.
and she opens the door and she's just like showed me to walk in. So I walked over to the corner where she wants the stuff and she's like, shirt off, pants off. And I was like, and you know how like
Yes,
if you-
Daddy.
but you know how like at a normal massage place you would like they would leave the room.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
standing there eyeballing me with the fucking towel.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I took my shirt off and then I'm like, she's like, pants too? I was like, okay, down, leave your undies on, she reckons. So get on the table and she's like, starts doing a thing.
she's like,
And she's like, oh yeah, you're tight. She goes,
welcome
welcome to the pain. And she's fucking, and then she goes, oh, I'm going to have to walk on you. So it's on this big fucking table. She's got these stilts. And
Oh, yeah.
she's fucking walking along me and just dropping her heel in. And she goes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm like,